Hi, this is Mr. Cappert. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to set up and use a decision matrix. Engineers use a decision matrix when a list of possible designs must be narrowed to one choice, and the decision must be made on the basis of several criteria. So when you're filling this out, the left column is where you put the different choices that you have. So this could be the products that you're trying to choose between. This could be the designs, like airplane designs that you're choosing between. Notice I labeled that with headphones. In my example, I'm going to evaluate 3 different headphones. Along the top here, you have criteria that you're going to use to evaluate each of your options here over on the left. So for my example, I want to buy a new pair of headphones for running. I am having a hard time coming to a conclusion on which one to buy. So I'm going to use this decision matrix in order to evaluate and come to one solution, one product that I should buy. Now if you zoom in, it's hard to see this on the projector, but I've labeled these weight, rating, and total. That'll be important in a moment. Alright, so first step is to fill that out, your products. Next step is to come up with criteria. Brainstorm criteria with a partner and then narrow it down to the least possible. So it's not necessarily going to be 3. For this example though, I felt 3 was good for ranking these. What I came up with was cost was an important criteria for me. Comfort, how well it works while running. And sound quality. So I'm going to write that along the top. Next step, I'm going to come up with a weight for each one because comfort is actually more important than cost and sound quality to me. So you got 10 weighted points. Assign those between your criteria. So for instance, I think comfort's so important, I'm going to give it a weight of 5 of those points. So I'm going to put that for that entire row. And once again, if you zoom in, this column says weight, and then rating total. Sound quality, I would say, is next important to me. I'm going to give it 3 of those points. I'm going to go all the way down the row. And cost is least important to me. So I'm going to just give it 2 of those weighted points. So notice I gave away 2 plus 5 is 7 plus 3 is 10. So we're good. I got 10 weighted points between these 3 criteria. Next, I'm going to rate these upon each one of these criteria, rate each of these headphones. So the AirPods cost-wise, before I say that, I should say 1 to 4. We'll rate these 1 to 4 stars. Treat it like stars. So 1 is poor. 4 is excellent. I'm going to say the AirPods are fairly expensive. That's not a good thing, how expensive they are. So I'm going to give it 2 stars, basically. Think of that as stars. That's how I think of it always. The Beats are insanely expensive, so I'm just going to give them 1 star. Skull Candy, Jib, those are incredibly cheap, so they're excellent cost-wise. Next, I'm going to find the total. Remember, it's really light gray, so you can't see that right now, but this says total. So the total for the AirPods for cost would be 2 times 2 is 4. The Beats get for cost 2 times 1, which is 2. And the Skull Candy end up with 2 times 4 is 8. Now comfort. The AirPods are really comfortable, I believe. I've heard a lot of good things about them. So I'm going to say they get a 4 for comfort. Excellent. Beats, those are going to fill with sweat. They're going to be hot. I'm going to give it 1. Poor. Poor in that category. Skull Candy, they're fairly comfortable, I bet, but they have a cord on them and that'll tangle in things. So I'm just going to give them a 2. So now I'm going to find the total for each of these. So the AirPods are going to get 5 times 4, which is 20 for comfort. The Beats are going to get 5 times 1, so they'll get 5 for comfort. And the Skull Candy will get 5 times 2, which is 10 for comfort. Lastly, I'm going to do sound quality, evaluate sound quality. So I would say the AirPods, I would say that they probably would get a 3. They sound pretty good. I've heard good things about them. The Beats over ear is always going to sound better. So I'm going to say they get 4. Excellent. And then the Skull Candy, I've heard those aren't as good. The sound quality is not as good, the reviews I saw. So not poor. Let's give it a 2, just above poor. So now let's total that up. 3 times 3 is 9. So the sound quality for the AirPods, they get a 9. The Beats get a 3 times 4, which is a 12. And the sound quality for the Jib is 3 times 2, which is 6. So these are our important numbers really here. That's our total. So now we want to find the grand total. So 4 plus 20 plus 9 is a grand total of 33 points for the AirPods. The Beats, they've got 2 plus 5 plus 12, which is 19. And the Skull Candy Jib got an 8 plus 10 plus 6, which is 24. So I would say the winners, at least according to my decision matrix, are the Apple AirPods. Doesn't mean I have to buy those, but looking at these 3 criteria, cost, comfort, and sound quality, that the AirPods would be the best for me. Alright, please let me know if you guys have any questions.